audience to know, although tell me what you think of it, you know, it's not like I can do it and be like, everyone was silent, or people were making noise, or people were booing, 'cause, I mean, those things could all happen, but kind of imagine it's going to be a quieter crowd, but this is called Careers in Bloom. At a grocery store in the suburbs, I saw a computer programmed to do nothing but take job applications beneath a sign reading Careers in Bloom, and it broke my heart for reasons I couldn't quite say. Was it the comparison of a job stalking Chef Boyardee to lilac bushes or juniper trees, or the way they made it sound like the job was a serious favor, a serious gift, or the fact that to a lot of people it really is? If the job market's a ballroom, then I'm a taxi dancer, charging a dime a foxtrot, scrambling my feet for 5 minutes at a time, then moving on to the next partner, never looking back. But that's not most people. I'm young, decent at finding people to split a room with, childless, and don't think about getting sick. But even I wonder if maybe I ought to change my approach. Because these days, it's looking like the lights are getting low and the DJ's playing a love song. So now it's time to look for some open arms, looking for commitment, because you know they'll kick you out of here for slow dancing alone, and you don't want to eat garbage, do you? When asked what we do, we state our occupations instead of the first thing we think of doing when work gets called off. When asked what we are, we say what we are to our employers instead of to the people who love us the most. Filling out a W-4 can feel heavier than wedding vows because, after all, which one's going to take up more of your day? But this is not an equal relationship. Not monogamy or polyamory, but polygamy. And corporations are the modern-day version of the ancient kings with thousands of concubines. They want us to give ourselves completely, accusing us of cheating on them if we want too much time with our friends, families, passions, or second jobs. The message is clear. Don't you dare let anything else be the most important thing in your life. I'm your week. They're your weekend. And I don't gotta tell you, there's quite a line over there waiting, wanting your spot in this harem. And come to think about it, it's looking pretty crowded as is. So we dedicate ourselves to learning the ins and outs of the business just to get our names misspelled on our termination notices. They say it tears them up to have to let you go, but you can't expect the person who just gouged your eye out to start wearing an eye patch along with you any more than you can expect sympathy from a company without a pulse. And we keep on dancing with lights down low, trying not to flinch when our toes get stomped on, watching the slow dance turn to decades and hoping the lights will go out on the music hall before they go out on us. Like my grandmother, who worked at the same restaurant from age 48 to her death 24 years later, or my aunt, 25 years in the pharmacy and counting, or my uncle, 33 years as a cabbie and counting, or my other uncle, 15 years in the same bar before getting fired and never working again, or my second cousin, who worked for BP all his adult life, unloading their trains at a refinery in Southern California, a job he took pride in knowing up and down. A couple weeks ago, he showed up at work, a pension and a thank you close enough to make out in the distance, but he ended the day in a body bag, caught between cars, the possibility of an open casket funeral crushed out of him. His cleanup was all in a day's work for somebody else. When it made the local news, the company spokesman said how bad it hurt to lose a member of their corporate family, but between his wife, kids, and jobs, which one do you think never shed a tear? I hardly knew him. Just his face, his name, his jokes, and where he sat when my cousin got married. But that is a closer look than the company he gave his life to ever got at him, and maybe that's why he's not here. After I heard about it, I went on the internet to look up the story, and it took me forever. Not because it wasn't there, but because there were so many similar stories. 10 every day, thousands every year, more people than I've met in a lifetime. Every single one of them more closer to dozens of people than that man got to me. Every last one, the only person that somebody got to be. The souls are all gone now. The bodies crumpling like Valentine bouquets at the end of the summer. The dumpsters and file folders pile up with lives that once bloomed, bright as can be. But those jobs will be replaced easy, the empty spots filled before rigor mortis sets in. Whenever an employee dies, a line moves 2 steps forward, and someone receives their name tag like a gift or an answer to a prayer, and it kind of is. But the present is not a career. The present is you.
Yeah.